Okay, everybody's got a fucking podcast. I mean, we have a podcast, so obviously anyone can do it.
Wait, this is a podcast?
Are you recording right now?
Technical difficulties.
No, you don't have to say anything. I'm going to edit it out.
Technical difficulties.
Okay.
I put mayonnaise on a pickle.
Yo, I know y'all ain't playing skee ball. I'm trying to go to bed.
Do my feet? I mean, my feet stink, right?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Alright, what did I do? What the fuck?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Okay.
Have you not hit record yet?
I've hit record.
Okay, alright. Okay. Charles. We've met. What? Are we gonna just get your giggles out? Just laugh.
I can't with this guy.
Alright, look. Here's the deal, everyone.
I'm sorry.
Just sit. Just you're fine. Get the giggles out. Just giggle. Giggle like you're gonna giggle. Would you like? No, you're drinking beer. You don't want gum.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, this is the deal. So
Harley.
we switched offices in my home this week.
It's cheaper. Lisa's cheaper.
At least it's cheaper in this bedroom. Yeah.
Interesting.
And here's the deal. You know, this office isn't ready yet. We're still figuring out camera angles. It's a bigger room, so it's good for the podcast. You know, but we're still figuring shit out. Decoration. You know, the room's a mess. Kind of like I didn't get everything hung up. So
Cords everywhere.
yeah, there's cords. I'm gonna build a bar in there.
A lot
the
of
whole
choking
thing.
hazards.
A lot of
Blood.
choking hazards. So we were arranging, and then everybody's giving me a hard time. And
Oh,
so
that looks good, man. Yeah,
not about the room, just about me, me as a person. I was given a hard time trying to get set up. So anyway, we are here to do the Rise of Skywalker. We are done finally with Star Wars. Maybe we'll do a Star Wars.
You
want to do a Star Wars we could cover some series, but as far as the movies, we have come to the end. We could do a recap episode of some kind, Maybe we do like favorite Jedi, I don't know. And we're doing the same thing eventually with Bond here, so
Why not?
We'll see. Pick it up, yeah, everything's good. So, where's this rank in your trilogy? This trilogy's rankings. I think for me, it's the order that they came out in. I like 7 best, 8 less, and 9 even less.
I think for me it'd probably be The Force Awakens, and then this one, and then The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I didn't dislike The Last Jedi, but I felt like it was a little bit more drama based. That one.
I hated this movie.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think I remember not liking it, and I watched this movie, and then I was like, oh yeah, I hate this movie. It felt cheap to me, like the Palpatine being back.
Yeah.
The story felt like it was a long ass movie, but the story still felt rushed somehow. In like Palpatine's back.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're like, oh, and he sent out a transmission. I'm like, well, why
everybody.
Yeah, why didn't we see the transmission? Like that happened between movies. Like,
But it was like the entire galaxy, and it was literally just his voice. Like everyone just heard his voice.
yeah.
So I was
I
like,
don't know. I was like, well,
how?
can we yeah?
Can we elaborate on how he's able to do that?
Can we elaborate on that? Can you do your job, writers?
Is
And
that asking too much?
Write me a plot. Write me a plot. Explain it.
They're like, or
Take me through the story.
check this out.
Palpatine's alive,
Exactly what they did.
and go fuck yourself. And we're moving on.
What did they add in the original trilogy? That like all the Jedi's have in their blood. What is that called? That like wasn't canon. That people were like, what the fuck? Yeah, midichlorians.
Yeah.
Like everyone was like, what the fuck are those? Like it's just kind of like, oh, it's what Jedi's.
When I think about the midichlorians thing, I always think about that Robot Chicken skit where Luke's on the ledge. It's the famous thing, no, I am your father.
Yeah.
No, that's impossible. And he's like, and he tells him some other shit, and he's like, no, that's improbable.
Oh yeah, that was.
And then they just keep going on, and then later they're both
just sitting there
like smoking, and he's
I remember that
he's
one,
like, yeah, on the Force, those are just little things in your blood. And then Luke's like, if you're not gonna take this seriously, man, and he just like walks off.
We should definitely do that one. The robot chicken one.
Yeah.
The robot chicken was good.
Yeah, we'll do it.
I every fucking time, dude, I see my buddy at work. I'm just like stumped with it.
Not to go too far off, because I know I want to keep it on track. I don't want to fucking interrupt, but my favorite one is where I'm gonna mess up saying I remember the whole thing, but like,
is it where he's on the phone with
Vader? Yes.
Oh yeah.
He's flying around for 3 weeks,
he's like
trying to find a signal.
What the crap? You know, he's like,
just build another one.
Yeah.
Just build another one. I suppose you. Just get a loan. I suppose you got an ATM and that fucking light bright on your chest.
That shit was gold.
Pimpin' Papa Palpatine.
Yeah.
That's just the way he hits the phone. I always remember that.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry.
Sorry.
No, the fucking the Yo Mama battle him and Luke had.
Yeah,
you remember that one?
I remember it being a thing, but I don't remember the whole thing.
Oh, he was like, what do you say? He was like, your overconfidence is your weakness or something like that. Yeah. He was like, and your faith in your friends is yours, and he was like, faith in your mama. And he was like, what? He was like, you heard me. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
God, that's so much cord on the floor.
Man, Robot Chicken, I remember that. Adult Swim at like 11:15 on fucking Thursdays. I don't even remember what day it was, but I remember being like, when Robot Chicken came
anytime
on,
I saw it on TV, I was
for like those 15 minutes, I was glued.
Yeah.
Dude, I was glued. I still remember the first time I watched Robot Chicken. Like, it was just like the whole house was dark. And like a couple of TVs were on, just real kind of dim lit. It was like, kind of creepy almost, you know what I mean? And like my room, I had left Cartoon Network on for some reason. I was awake. And man,
changed your life.
Changed my life at that very moment when I saw Robot Chicken. I was like, wow, people are really monsters in this world. Some real creatures.
It's the creativity behind it too. Like,
yeah, I mean, I wasn't that captivated with the creativity as a kid. But as an adult, I can really appreciate it for what it is. You know what I mean? Like,
as a kid, I just thought it was funny as shit.
Hell yeah!
I was like, I have no business watching this, but it's funny.
They're farting and killing each other. It's a good time. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a good time.
That's kind of funny when you're.
It's all you can ask for, really. It's all you can ask for. Fart on each other and kill each other.
And then you go back and watch some of them, and they're pretty nuanced. Sorry, go ahead, man.
I don't want to interrupt. Should I include Harley? Harley.
You call me Carlos, actually.
Yeah, he's drinking Modelo. Yeah, he's Carlos
tonight. Yeah.
Should I include him in a camera angle? How much are you going to contribute to the podcast? I'm not contributing shit to this one.
Yeah, I mean, I can just kind of just.
I just like if you're going to contribute a lot, I just want to kind of get you into the camera angle that way. So it's like, so when they're editing, it's just not like Tyler making a stupid face and Charles making a stupid face while you're telling a story.
It just goes back, forth. No one's talking.
No, it's cool.
It zooms in on the elbow that you see on the side frame.
I'll sit here and shut the fuck up.
That's not what I said.
Sorry, it felt cheap that Palpatine was back. That's all I was saying. Poe's still cool. Felt good about the opening scene. With Poe, obviously. And then, this is the first time I felt that Kylo was cool in the whole series, because we just open up, and he's just slaughtering people on the planet to find the... again, lazy writing. The Sith Wayfinder. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't have some like ancient Jedi bullshit name for it.
That's just what they called the like from the what is it? The series. Like the series, they had like the holocrons and stuff. That's kind of what it was. So there's a map. So
I know, but like, why don't you?
Yeah, it's
it just seemed lazy.
It's generic.
Sith Wayfinder. That seems so like. What should we call Sith Wayfinder? Like, just hurry up and finish the script,
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're like, buddy, you got 15 minutes to come back with a fucking name for this shit.
Yeah. And I kind of cruised through it. Because, again, I didn't like it. My next note is, them going to that planet. And I was like, good old Lando.
Oh, yeah.
Lando helps him out.
I did like how they brought Lando back.
Yeah.
Like, I think when me and Tiff were watching it, like I pointed out to her, I was like, oh, that guy is like the original Lando from the fucking one back in the early 80s.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, my favorite...
Who played...
Billy D. Williams. Lando, Billy D. Williams.
Billy, is he anything else? Or is it this?
Not that I know. My favorite...
Just a Lando.
My favorite thing is he's in the 70s show, and he's like the pastor at the church.
Oh, okay.
And when Eric and Donna are going to get married, and they're doing premarital counseling, and they've told him like, "Oh, we haven't had sex yet," and it's a lie. And so then the pastor says in front of the whole church, like, "And Eric and Donna in this culture have abstained from having sex," and it's like because everybody knows that they're bullshitting him, and so it's just like an awkward moment in front of the whole church, and then they're in the counseling, and it's funny because I think Donna complains about him liking Star Wars or something.
Oh, jeez.
And it's Billy D. Williams is the pastor, right? And so then Eric says, "What's it?" And then Billy D. Williams is like, "I love Star Wars," and just they start blabbering on to each other about it.
They do the whole thing, yeah.
It's a very meta thing, kind of like the whole Bond girls thing we were talking about. With, with View to a Kill, And,
I like meta shit like that, man. I like a little meta humor, man.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
So sounds like lazy naming. Anyway, whatever name their planet they're on, Pisana just felt like another Tatooine. These desert planets, they all just kind of run together.
They all look the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind
They all
of
look the
theme,
same.
you know what I mean? Like,
Felt like they were kind of recreating the pod racing scene from episode 1. Just a lot of like recreating old scenes. I guess it's kind of like the whole Bond thing when you just make a bunch of them. There's no way you're not going to have shit that runs together.
Eventually start copy pasting.
Yeah, and that's what I felt like with this whole trilogy. Is it's like, oh, this looks like from 4. This looks like from 5. Oh, this is like from similar storyline to 5 and 6. So this, and this just felt like we're back in episode 1, and they're speeding through the canyon and all that shit.
Yeah, but you can't recreate that that pod race.
No, it's a fucking sweet scene for sure. But
top notch.
Nostalgia is very, very strong, or it's very, very powerful. Nostalgia is very, very powerful. So, for all those people that like critique that it's lazy, there's triple, quadruple people.
That I wasn't calling lazy. I was just saying.
Oh, I mean,
the rest of the whole Palpatine thing is what I thought was the Palpatine thing and the Sith Wayfinder. That's what gets me. Is it's like, okay, Palpatine's just back.
That's what really grinds his gears.
That's what really grinding my gears.
I've heard a lot. I've not watched the movie. I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot.
Well,
I don't want to bias anything.
Because there's the dicks.
I've just heard stuff.
It's not bad.
There's the dicks that are, they're just like, anything that's not 4, 5, 6, fuck it. And I don't feel that way. I like 1, 2, 3. 2 can... I won't watch 2 that much, but I really like 1.
Love 3.
I like 3.
Or like 1. Love 3.
3 was, to me, it was the best.
3 was the best.
I'll watch 2, but I'd rather watch like the end of 2 with the whole big fight scene in the end. The rest of the movie kind of drags ass. I like 7.
Yeah.
8 is okay. I would watch this movie again, but as far as there's a lot about this movie I just go for.
I think my biggest thing with the newer trilogy though was the CGI that it
looks incredible.
It's amazing. Like it's like you see the jump from like us watching episode 1 as kids in what, like 99,
something like that, yeah.
And it's like then you look at it now and it's like leaps and bounds. Like, it's so much better. But it's like you don't realize how shitty it was until you go back and like watch the new one and then go back and watch the old one. You're like, holy shit! Like me and Dakota got on the fucking Master Chief Collection not too long ago, and we were like, just for shits and giggles, we switched it back to like the original Halo 2 mode, and it was just like I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I don't remember it being this bad, but like it was like it was fucking shit. And
I remember being a kid and playing with an inverted look. I don't even know what. I don't know where in my brain that was even a thing, but I was.
Animal.
An animal, I guess. I don't know.
Everybody that plays with inverted is like your brain's just backwards.
Yeah, for real.
To me, your brain's just backwards.
Yeah, but I mean, once I got to like I don't know, 5th, 6th grade, started realizing what I was doing. It's like, no, this isn't right.
We good?
I feel like every PlayStation game was like default.
Invert,
yeah. Which is so weird. Like, why? If it's a joystick and you push up, wouldn't you want to like
naturally should be panning up?
Yeah, right. Like naturally, I think that's the idea.
Yeah, I don't like inverted at all.
They're just like, let's be different because that's cool.
Yeah, I think it's It's a gosh darn mess. I'll tell you that much. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt here. We are on Star Wars.
Yes.
A lot of C-3PO. Poe was just over C-3PO, it felt like, for a minute there.
He cannot tolerate that fucking droid.
Just couple C-3PO quotes. Don't worry, I made it, sir. You didn't say my name, but... Or no, that's all right. That's when they're stealing those speeders. He's like, don't worry, I made it. And then they all sink in that desert.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're under in those tunnels. And he's like, you didn't say my name, sir, but I'm all right. He's like, I don't want to know what made these tunnels. He's like, judging by the circumference post, like, I said I don't want to know!
Oh, God.
I would be tired of C-3PO after like 10 minutes.
Well, sure.
Just imagine spending decades with him. At some point, I feel like you just become desensitized.
Yeah, you're used to it.
You're just like, all right.
A lot of dialogue felt cheesy to me. For whatever reason, like, Poe and Finn all of a sudden just bickering back and forth to each other
Yeah.
got old to me. Because, I don't know, they did not have this dynamic, you know, like they're buddies, you know, at the end of 7, because they get separated, and then like in 8, they hatch this plan together, and then they're hanging out in this one, and for whatever reason, Finn just has this whole deal where we have this vibe of Finn's like, why are you so shady? Like, he's just like talking about his past all the time, and he's like, why do you know how, like, he hot-wired those speeders, like, why do you know how to do that? I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is it, what is it to you?
Yeah,
Relax.
It's like, weren't you
Poe's
a
cool,
stormtrooper?
man. If anybody should be under question right now, it's you.
It's the Black X Stormtrooper. It should be under question.
Yeah, I mean, just Poe, I don't know, just let Poe be Poe, man. He's cool.
Poe's down.
Yeah, for real.
Poe's down.
That's good.
Lightning out of Rey's hand in that scene. That's the first clue of, well, it's the second clue of like, oh, she might be Palpatine. Because the first clue is whatever the hell Palpatine said. He's like, you don't know what she is, and I don't know what the fuck he said. Something about whatever the hell. You know what I'm talking about. When Kylo Ren goes and meets him in the beginning of the movie. Whatever the fuck. God damn it. What's that planet name?
The fucking planet. What's the name of that planet?
Exo.
Let's start guessing them, man. Exo-13, Exo-14, Exo-15.
Exegor, Exodon, something like that.
Exegol.
Exegol, there we go.
Nice.
You sounded like you were naming files on a computer.
So, anywho, what else we got?
Anyways.
So that was the second clue. She thought she killed Chewie. I thought she killed Chewie.
I thought she killed you. When the lightning came out of her hand and blew up that ship, I was like, you stupid bitch. Like, I was so upset.
Can't
Really?
take you anywhere.
I thought she killed Chewbacca. I was like, bro, like, you just blew up this ship with lightning on accident because you were trying to pull the ship back down, and Kylo Ren's like on the 50 yards away trying to pull it towards him. You guys are like trying to play tug of war with the Force, and then you get mad, and all of a sudden lightning's just like, pfft, and then it blows up. I was like,
So what happened to Chewbacca?
If you could have, he was on another transport.
Oh,
but it looked like the exact same transport. You never saw the other one take off. You just see this one take off, and then you see it blow up. And I was like, "Oh, you dumb bitch!"
If you could have one force power, it'd be lightning, right? That's what I'd want. I'd want lightning. That'd be
one
sweet.
force power?
Yeah. Like you have the force, and then just like
Something like you're really good at.
Well, I'm saying, like, are you saying exclusively one power, like only lightning, or only like the ability to move things, or
Yeah,
only
right,
the ability
yeah.
to choke somebody? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah,
get one.
lightning.
I think I'd go for the persuasion, honestly.
Oh, the mind.
Oh,
Yeah, I
just
think I'd go
the-
for the Jedi mind tricks. Yeah,
Woo.
I'd
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
Harley, you would be.
But is that
shut
considered?
the fuck up.
yeah, you'd be an animal with
I'd be a
that
fucking
shit.
monster, dude.
But is that considered rape?
Oh.
Yes.
You want to sleep with me?
Oh yeah.
No, I don't think I'd do it like that, man. I think I'd be more like. I think I'd be like.
I mean, I don't think Jedi mind trick will hold up in court. You know what I mean? He was like
What do you mean, Your Honor?
He was so persuasive. Yeah, you just get the
Could you imagine being in court though, and you're just like, oh, that sounds like a bullshit sentence. And he's like, you want me to add more? And you're just like, get on! You just fucking shock everybody with lightning, like.
You only get one. You only get lightning and persuasion.
You know how the emperor kind of gets that like he becomes like real old real quick when he starts shooting lightning. I would love to see like
he got the lightning reflecting back at him. That was
right. You know, is that really the whole thing? Is that the thing?
That's what happened. So Mace Windu had the lightsaber, and then he's shooting lightning at him, and then. Mace blocks it, and he's like deflecting it back into him, and then he's like, "Oh no, he's killing!" It's like, "Well, just stop doing lightning, dude."
Yeah, it's like, dude,
just turn it off.
Yeah, kind of like when you're on like a dirt bike.
Yeah,
and you can't.
You fucking flip it up in the air, and you
can't
just hold
stop
the throttle. Yeah.
You can't stop and just dragging.
Dog, just let go. Just let go.
I can't.
I don't know if you let go, you might eat fucking tire though.
I did that once, but on one of those.
You ate tire?
Well, on the mini bike, it was It was like this tall, dude.
Yeah.
Jump on that thing, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, so I'm fucking all the way up, and I'm dragging behind this thing. So I kind of just ate shit, no helmet. So I don't think I hit my head though, honestly.
I can't remember.
I honestly can't remember.
Actually, I remember getting on.
Possibly did it. I probably did hit my head, honestly. Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, thinking back.
You know what? Yeah, that's all I remember is getting on.
Yeah, definitely hit my head.
Yeah. Anywho, so concussions aside.
Yes. Aside concussion. Yeah, okay. All right. So droids are like dogs now. They meet that little... a lot of things are changing in this trilogy.
The little sketchy one.
Yeah, Dio.
Yeah.
He's like a little cone head.
Yeah.
With a, not like, hold it, diver! None of that.
No.
He's like a real, like, if my dog...
If Scotty was a droid...
That's what I mean. Like, if my dog could talk, he definitely... Because they meet this thing, and it's like, hello! And then it like roll, and they like reach for it. Which like, what are they reaching for the droid? For? Like, gonna pet the fucking droid?
They pet droids.
I've never seen anyone pet droids until this movie.
Literally was like scratching BB-8 on his side.
Well, yeah, that was
they don't do that though. Like when
it
was the last time they were like giving C-3PO a massage and he was like,
that feels great.
Like no, he doesn't fucking. He just goes to sleep.
I do remember.
You shut him off. He's a fucking robot.
He scratched BB-8 and he acted like a dog. Like
I remember in 4, he was Luke said, "I'm gonna give you an oil bath." To C-3PO, you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. But
I'd like to look more into this. The whole robot. How
like the droids are like legitimately, they just become more human.
They're like they're like smart AIs. They're just more or less.
That's the best way.
Tendencies.
That's the best way AI could go. You know, like we always talk about the doom and gloom of it, but that's the best way AI could go. If if I had R2 right here, that'd be fucking sweet.
But you wouldn't get shit done with an R2 right here. I wouldn't get any more shit done
with
an R2. He'd be in the way. I'd be like, dude, this fucking robot knows way... Like, I don't even know how to... I can't process what the fuck this thing knows. So, like, what's
Well, apparently, if you just hang out with him long enough, you just...
you just become fluent.
Well, by proxy, I'm just going to become like Einstein?
Pretty much, because, Luke met him in 4, and by the end of 4, he's like...
Doing backflips with Yoda. I get it.
He's like, yeah, R2, yeah, go that way. Yeah, for sure. And you don't know what the fuck that was, and you know what the fuck that was. And I mean, by the end of the movie,
same thing with like BB-8.
2 hours later, Luke knows what's going on.
I would end up fist fighting C-3PO. That is for sure. He would say something real smart to me, and I would pop him in his bronze ass face. I swear to God, I would pop him in the mouth.
He'd probably make you mad and say, "Well, that was uncalled for," like something stupid that just make you fucking madder.
So droids are like dogs now. Chewie lives. Why is the theme in this movie that Poe's a scoundrel and the vibe is only coming from Finn? And then they go to Kimiji, something like that.
Yeah.
Kimchi? We'll call it Kimchi. Planet Kimchi.
Kimchi?
Planet Kimchi.
Love kimchi.
Poe meets an old flame.
You don't like kimchi?
You tried it?
No, it smells
Is this
awful.
like
Dakota, you like kimchi?
Okay, I was like, is this like avocados where you're like, I won't try it, but I hate it?
It's just the smell. It's a smell. The smell of kimchi is...
Well, I mean, pad thai smells like wet dog, but I love pad thai, you know what I mean?
Do you like pickles?
No. I don't eat them.
You like this pickle?
Would you drink pickle juice?
Oh, no.
Okay, so that's where he is.
What if you had Force Lightning if you drank pickle juice?
I would do it for the lighting.
All right, you get persuasion, but you got to put your tongue on an asshole for 3 seconds.
No, okay, I'll take lightning.
You have to pick the asshole. You have to pick the
You have to pick the asshole. And they're gonna scrub it clean. Scrub it clean. Crevices, you know. Just 3 seconds.
And you get to pick
I got force persuasion.
The most beautiful woman in the world, and like a Swedish, an Icelandic chick. She's like, hello.
That accent would just be like.
She's like 7 feet tall, which is yes. You want to come back? I don't know how the fuck it is. You know, you want to come back to my room? I don't know how to talk. And you're like, yes. And she's playing saxophone naked. She's got like a
you gotta eat the placenta.
Ew.
And you you can move shit with the force.
Exactly.
I don't think I needed that.
That's what Gwyneth Paltrow.
So then you're working on the car and you're just like climb out, you just stand under there, you hold it up with this hand, you just
No, because if I had the force and I was working on the car and something pissed me off,
I would be frustrated.
I would crush it. I would just I'd be
well, think about that though. Like if you can't get it, too tight a nut, you're just like, come on, with the force, you're just like, yeah. Okay, there it is. There we go.
That wouldn't be a bad idea, but I'm not gonna eat a placenta for it. No.
It's her placenta.
Nah, I'm still not gonna. It doesn't matter.
That's not whose placenta it is.
It doesn't matter.
All right.
You just run around eating placenta?
I mean, if I'm getting force powers, yeah.
Yeah, I think I would eat anybody's placenta for that.
Yeah, for force powers.
I would honestly eat anything for that.
$1 million?
I literally, if you were to give me powers, I would eat anything for that.
What about $1 million?
I would eat $1 million just to have force powers. Is that what you're saying?
I was confused at what he was saying. I was like, do you want him to eat $1 million?
No, you eat the placenta for $1 million.
Oh yeah.
$10?
No. Yeah, meet me in the middle there. What the fuck?
500.
Meet me in the middle.
500,000? Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do it for 100K.
All right.
I'll do it for honestly my lowest. If I gotta be real, to eat a human body part like that raw. Can I cook it? No, I don't want to cook it. That's weird.
No,
Yeah,
as
raw,
is,
right?
buddy. As is. Raw.
As is. Blood and all. Yeah.
Ooh.
Can I let it? I don't know.
Marinate.
I don't think you want to let it cool, man. I think you just want to get it.
Get it right. While it's still beating, right?
Yeah.
Stem cells.
Man, what would be the lowest number I'm taking on that? I mean, honestly, if I'm fucking desperate, if I'm being honest.
10,000.
I'm thinking
Please
10,000.
say. I was gonna say, please say $100.
No, fuck no. I would not do it. No, because I was thinking like, would I do it for 5? Fuck no. But then I'm thinking like $10,000. You give me a couple of jams.
That's all I mean. You give me 10, I can pay off the furnace, and I'll still have a little more money left.
Probably wouldn't even give me a stomachache. If anything, that's just free protein. You know what I mean?
Just look, hold your nose.
What about the Liver King? Think about the Liver King, man.
Oh god.
What?
The Liver King. You know the Liver King?
No.
And you gotta get hip to these people, man. So he's well, let me put a disclaimer. He used a lot of steroids. But he claims that just by eating like raw liver and raw like goat tongue and all these raw animal parts that he's able to have these disgusting muscles. And he pretty much like his videos of him like dragging weights around his driveway and like
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
yeah, and he like
Bearded dude, right?
Yeah. But he's jacked, and all of his videos are him sitting in like a big like almost like Game of Thrones-esque throne, and he's talking about just claiming how he doesn't use steroids, and then he shows you like a platter of just nothing but like liver and like just raw shit, and then he just eats it. It's like, well, this guy's just kind of psycho. Right?
I mean, hey. Depends how it tastes, I have to try it. I've never had liver, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. We shouldn't judge until.
I don't know. Can you get salmonella from liver?
I mean, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say that yes.
Yeah. And he's just eating it though, huh?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I guess you can get salmonella from like raw cookie dough, but like.
Listen, man.
I take my chances.
The Liver King.
We've been taking our chances for decades now.
Oh man, raw cookie dough. Holy shit. Anyway, so we're on Star Wars, and we got the picture here.
All right, so then Zori, Poe's old flame, kind of holds him up. He's threatening to turn him in. Rey fights him off with her stick. She's got a little staff going on. Yeah. Threatens her with a lightsaber. Zori goes, what's she say? How exactly did she say it?
Didn't
She's like, not that you care, but you're okay. She's like, I do care. And she's like, held her hand. So I was like, that's cool. Apparently, Poe's a spice runner, which
Poe seems like my kind of dude.
So I was
been running with him.
I was really confused. I'm like, what the fuck is
Spice is drugs.
Yeah, basically. So I'm looking it up earlier, and it's like, yeah, it's turned into a legal drug. I'm like, well, what? Why can't we just call it drugs or something? You know what I mean?
But in every sci-fi, in most sci-fi, it's like spice is just, it's a broad word for just the bullshit they want to sniff. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like just funny. Like, remember in that new Batman, they were calling that drug drop? Mm-hmm. It's like, why don't you just man up and say coke?
This is meth.
This is meth.
This
really whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. Just use a drug we already know. What the fuck is drop? Why you gotta make quit being cute, you know?
Quit being cute.
My initial thought would be they don't want to glorify a drug, right? Mm. But like at the same time, you making up this weird drop. No. It's almost gonna make people more exploratory with like things that are.
Oh, this is like drop.
Can we make this?
Yeah. And then they're looking up fucking. I don't know. Then looking up child porn.
In Star Wars, I can kind of I can understand why they call it that.
It's quite a turn.
Kids like watch Star Wars, so kids are like, "Oh,
I think if you ended up there, you're gonna end up there anyway."
Kind of going about their business, but like adults, we're like, "I'm talking about some hallucinogens." Like,
yeah.
Like, we get it.
I feel like in a sci-fi movie, that's got to be some real next level shit. Like this is the level of like every drug mixed in one plus like 10 roofies or something. I don't know, like. You know what I mean? Like there's this spice stuff.
Should have you laid out on your floor for like a week.
Man, I got high on that spice stuff once. Man, I was seeing.
Woke up in a whole different system.
Woke up in a whole different system.
He's like, I was on another planet.
I was out in Dagobah all of a sudden.
I was about fist deep in C-3PO for like 7 hours, bro. I was fucking wasted, man. It was a crazy Thursday night, man.
Wake up and I'm floating in a fucking swamp on Dagobah.
All I could think was like he's running garlic. Like what the fuck's going? Like he's got some oregano.
Yeah.
I don't know. This shit seemed funny. Pepper? You're running black pepper?
Yeah, not just any black pepper.
You got some salt?
Yeah, I got some coriander.
Pink salt.
You got some coriander? I just got a fresh shipment.
And finally, like Poe running into like one of those real hippie spice guys, you know what I mean? Like he's got like a bunch of like organic spices. And he's just one shop in the mall. He's like, hey, come here real quick. And Poe's like, oh, what's that? He's like, yeah, I've got some spices for sale. And he's showing him, this is oregano. And he's got like a handful of it. He's like,
it's got the sacks on it.
Burlap sacks full of this shit. That's his mall store is like 6 burlap sacks. So what is this called? Oh, it's called Spice. The fuck out.
It's just an alley.
Spice.
We went to the mall the other day, right? Was that you and me?
Yeah, it was like a month ago now.
Okay, all right, whatever. Another day, a month ago, 2 years ago.
Bro, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I say the other day, and that shit could mean anywhere from like 3 to 5 months.
Charles, like, remember when we met the other day?
Yeah. We went to the mall this month, possibly.
It's definitely June or July.
Yeah, a couple of months ago. Walking to the mall was depressing, man. I mean, there's like shit closing down, like, and these weird.
I know. I said we need to get a loan, buy a mall. That's all I'm saying.
It'll be the content crisis stage. I'm telling you, man. The whole mall.
We can make movies in there, you know.
No, man. Done. Make Columbus the new Hollywood. Put a big sign that just says.
Or we'll be bankrupt in 3 days.
Yeah, I was about to say.
More than likely with that option, but listen, man. A great man once told me that if you don't try now, you'll never try later. Okay? So anyway, we're moving on with episode 9.
I just thought of... I was high when I told you that, Rick.
Yeah. I was high.
Oh, that's what you made me think of just now. It's just...
I based my whole life on that.
I just made that shit up too. So
I just that's what my first thing got was like Talking Nights.
So 3PO taking one for the team. He's getting wiped for the second time. Just to translate the old Sith encryption. Inscription?
The language?
Yeah, he wasn't allowed. It was against
his protocol.
It was against protocol to read in Sith encryption.
Which is weird because like he seems so free-willed. Like the robot, like all the droids and stuff seem so free-willed in this like whole universe. So it's like, why can't you just do it?
I don't know. He was seeming like a real pain in the ass there.
Yeah, he was just being such a pain in the ass. And I was like, please, somebody just, like, tear him apart. Like, Boba Fett needs to shoot him and blow him to pieces again.
Can droids be manipulated by the Force in any way? Or I guess they can be programmed, huh?
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Can they be programmed to fucking hate Jedis?
To hate Jedis?
Yeah, sure. Let's say Kylo Ren's dude, I really want a droid that can fucking.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure that
Jedis.
they have. Well, I've never seen it in any of the movies or shows or anything, but
other than C-3PO got his head put on that one droid and he's like, die Jedi scum. He's like, oh no.
Oh yeah, episode 2.
Yeah.
I guess.
I'm sure C-3PO,
Yeah.
if you were like, hey C-3PO, what do you think of Darth Vader? He'd be like, oh, he's a fucking scumbag. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You'd be like, okay. Yeah. So
Word.
C-3PO is, word. C-3PO is definitely pro Jedi. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I guess that kind of answers that. Sorry, we're moving on. I'm kind of interrupting a lot.
That's alright.
Pointless stormtrooper armor, per usual.
That shit is so fucking useless.
Hux is the spy. That makes sense. You know what I mean? Kylo Ren's just throwing him into walls and shit in the other movie.
Shit was so funny though. His scream.
That makes sense. He flipped. You know?
Oh yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
That's the guy that flips.
It didn't take.
Yeah,
long.
he's like, oh, you're just gonna throw me into walls and choke me all the time? Yep. I'm
You gonna
flipping.
even give me fucking paid leave? Suck my dick. Yeah.
I'm going throw me around like I'm just some bitch.
I mean, I am, but I don't want you to throw me around like
in the
that.
shower, crying while his wife's on the bed, cutting her nails. He's crying, hitting the wall, what the fuck? And she's cutting her nails,
Oh shit! She just turns on the TV and goes out to cut her nails.
Yeah. And he's finally.
She just has to throw in a every once in a while,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
She's like, I do listen to you.
Damn, that's crazy, babe.
I wasn't even talking.
Oh. All right. Anyway, so
Classic Millennium Falcon getting away every time. I love. This is a strong movie for the Falcon. You know.
It was.
Tough break for Hux. They saw right through his little spy charade. Just put him down.
He got blasted
immediately.
It wasn't he just got shot and laid it. They just laid him down. He got blasted.
Yeah.
They shot him and my dude slid 7 feet across the ground and I was like, y'all have no respect.
with a laser.
With the fucking.
That's all they shoot you with.
Well, I just want to make sure it wasn't
it was,
like a rocket or something.
No, it was just a regular fucking laser. They were just dude was let me see that. And then
wow.
Dude was just shoo, and I was like, god damn,
Tough break.
This is rated PG.
Probably PG-13. Could you imagine being there in person though and watch somebody slide 8 feet across the floor, getting shot by once?
Man, I think if I was from the Earth universe, you know what I mean? If I was born on Earth and I saw some lasers being shot, I'd be like, I'm fucking way too.
You're I'm high. I'm
So
high. That's what I would think. I'd be
Holy
I'm high as
shit,
fuck and I don't know how.
Dude, I get the fuck out of here. Holy shit. I gotta go home. Anyway, sorry.
Don't like the story. Feels patched together. Ooh, you know what we could do? Rey could be Palatine's granddaughter and we could bring him back. Just what it felt like at this point in the movie.
Pretty much.
It's you're his granddaughter.
Also, I didn't know.
That's the only
I didn't
context.
know he had kids though. They never.
That's what I
elaborated,
mean. That's my note later in the movie. It's the fuck. Okay, there we go.
They never
There's a
elaborated
hair on
on him.
Yeah, it's
having offspring.
When she's standing there in front of him, it's can we just time out? Can you just be oh yeah, I was hooking up with hoes at the palace? I don't, back when I was, the chancellor. Can you just say something?
He did have hella power.
Back when I was the chancellor and not the emperor.
Sorry. What's the story? Is it he really did just have some mistress?
I don't know. They don't say.
They really never say. You never know if Rey's mom is his Palpatine's child or if it's her dad.
Okay.
They don't really say. So you're just okay, so
They
who's
say
his,
it's
who's his
Palpatine's
kid?
granddaughter.
Yeah, that's all you know is that she's.
So one of those two, but it's did he have
Did
someone
he have a son, or did he
at
have a
some
daughter?
point? Well, I mean, did he have a wife back in his chancellor days? And she passed on. Like, what's...
He put his Santa do-rag on and he just dashed right through them.
There you go.
That's how that went.
Yes, come service me. He's like shooting lightning out of his dick. Ah!
Yeah.
He said lightning out of his dick.
That's only for abortions.
Sure, it didn't work like that, but...
Once he finds out they're pregnant, he's like, all right, come on over. They bang again, and then he does the lightning shot.
Sure.
He's
like,
like, no can do, bitch.
Okay. So the whole shit happens, right? So they get away. They know where they're supposed to go. They're going to Endor, but not... Because, okay, you gotta remember where the last Battle of 6 happened was a moon... Endor's moon. Right, so where all the wreckage falls is down on Endor, apparently. Which... This part doesn't check out either. This is another thing I didn't like. You know, it's in the Death Star wreckage is the Sith Wayfinder, which is again his lazy name.
Yeah.
We all saw that explosion in 6. That was a vaporize everything kind of explosion.
No, every explosion in this fucking
There's
series.
not half the fucking Death Star sitting in an ocean on Endor. That's not...
Nope.
That's not what kind of explosion that was.
No, if anything,
that
I
was
might get like a few pieces of like scrap metal.
Yeah.
But most of
Yeah,
it
I mean,
vaporized.
scrappers should hang out over there and, you know, grab
Well,
some
think about it though.
but
When the fucking station blew up like that, it basically vaporized. Anything that would have fell into a planet would have vaporized in the atmosphere anyways. So it's like there would have been nothing.
Yeah.
You could have gone to space, maybe found a couple random bits and stuff.
That immediately lazy writing. I don't like it.
Yeah, it wasn't. That part was not written.
What if the Death Star's on Endor? No, it vaporized. Like...
Can I just say
Fuck
that
that.
even saying the planet Endor is fan service in itself? Because you're not even saying the moon of Endor. Because I didn't realize that. When you say Endor, I think Ewoks, right?
Right.
Yeah.
What they need? Those motherfuckers on the moon of Endor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to Endor. I want to see the goddamn moon of Endor, right?
Yeah, you want to see Ewoks.
That's fucking fan service. You show some goofball Endor, they're like, oh, fucking Endor.
Right.
No. I know better.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse me.
Oh, goodness.
So they get there, and I remember C-3PO's been wiped, and the shit starts going down back in Planet Kimchi, and C-3PO wakes up and he's like, "Oh, C-3PO, cyborg human relations. Nice to meet you." And Poe's like, "That's gonna be a problem."
Yeah. I love how he's just so like quick to be like, so this is.
I think my favorite character in this movie is that little dude, Babu Frick.
Oh, I fucking love Babu, dude.
He's like, "I am Babu Frick." And he's like, "Oh, nice to meet you."
We gotta show you. We gotta show you the fucking video.
Yeah,
He's this little dude.
He's literally like this fucking tall.
Like a mini Jar Jar?
He's worse.
That's generous. He's a little guy.
He's like a little like
he's working in the back of C-3PO's head doing
Boomhauer
stuff. It's
mechanic
good.
type dude, like, but an alien.
Just this little guy, and he's like, "Hey!" I don't know. He's just got this little voice. It's so fun.
He's like, okay, so I work I work with this dude. His name's Bering, right? He works on weekend shift, and he's from Peru, and he's really like energetic. Mm-hmm. So, but he's like, he's kind of like that. But like, if Bering was fried as fuck and he did that all the time, like that's what Babu's like in this movie.
Okay.
And you'll fucking love it, man. You'll love it.
Alright, let's check it out. We'll check it out after this.
So anyway, they go Babu. There's some Finn-like people on Endor, where they're like they also. No, I mean
what are you saying, bro?
I mean they were also
really
that had nothing to do with what I was.
said that, right? Hold on, anybody else?
That had nothing to do with what I was saying. I was saying they also flipped from being stormtroopers.
Okay, defectors.
They were also they were also defectors.
It
And
was
this
just
girl's
the way
like,
you said it.
yeah.
He's like, what are you people doing here?
It's like, Finn, why are you talking like that to your people? They're like, Babu Frick sent us the transmission that you guys were coming and you could help end the war. You're the only hope to end the war. And then C-3PO is like, Babu Frick, one of my oldest friends. It's like, it's been an hour and a half, but his memory just got wiped, so it's fun.
Love relationships like that, though. It's like, man, we're best friends up for like 20 minutes. Sweet.
Death Star not intact. Finn has officially become annoying. Don't distract someone when they're in a high-intensity lightsaber duel. And, like, by the way, fuck Finn. I'm sick of his ass. Like, he falls in love once a movie.
Yeah.
And, like, all the while... Like, he falls in love with this chick, Jonna. And, I don't know, maybe he didn't, but, like, he's got some intense, like... they're in the
That's
ship
what I was about to say.
on fucking Exegol. And they're, like, looking at each other, like, all, like, oh... And... the way she was looking at him... Huh?
I'm sorry, his expressions annoy me.
Yeah, he's just... I don't know, he was an over-actor starting in Force Awakens, where he's like, what? You know, like, what's going on? All this shit. I don't know, he started
when
doing
he screams, dude. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, can you fucking...
People-
Like,
people
I'm
are-
telling him to
They're like,
chill
buddy,
out
why
a
are you-
little bit.
why are you
Holy
yelling?
shit.
I don't know, just, he fall in love once a movie, but all the while he's, like, still in love with Rey, and then he's, like, gonna tell Rey when they're about to die that he loves her,
But
but...
then she's lesbian. It's like,
But
the
then-
dog.
no. Got you both there. No, just the whole... I don't know.
Threesome.
He fucking annoyed me.
I thought. So is that what you think he was gonna say?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure it wasn't?
He
like
wouldn't
that?
tell Poe. Poe's like, so what were you going to say to Rey? They're about to get executed.
But
And
what if
he's
he
like,
was-
what were you going to say? And Poe's like, oh, bad time? And he's like, yeah, actually it is. It's like, well, I don't think there's going to be another opportunity here. And then all of a sudden Hux kills one of those stormtroopers. And
Yeah.
it's a
so
moot point.
I thought he was gonna say that he was force sensitive.
Really?
I thought
Fuck is
so.
that?
You're about to die, and the first thing on your mind is, Rey! I feel the Force too.
Well, technically, she would probably be the only one that can actually help him.
But they're about to die. What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
No, that's terrible, man. That's lazy. I don't like it.
I just thought that he was. I thought he was force sensitive because, like I said in the last one, I thought he was.
He's
supposed to be,
like
a male
trying to
character.
get with her and say he's like lying to like be with her and shit in 7, and you think that he was just gonna be like, I think I can make stuff move too. We'll see though.
I always thought Finn had a little force on him. I only saw 7.
Oh yeah, and you see that in like in this movie, and he's like, they're doing the commands from that ship. How do you know? A feeling. I don't know. Fuck Finn. That's all I'm saying. I pick somebody else to do it. You know, he's just.
What do you want, Poe to have it? Poe has the force. He's like, there's some bullshit going on in the other
No,
room.
I mean like pick a different actor.
Did you have like an Italian Jedi? God, that'd be so annoying. Be like,
Flicks his hair
he's
back.
got like, he's like, yeah, hey, there's some bullshit going on. Hey, get me some more spaghetti. You know what I mean? Hey, mama. Hey, yeah. I mean, no,
Jeez.
All I'm saying
His
is,
lightsaber's like a fucking switchblade.
like, let's bring back Sam Jackson or something. Like, I don't know. Fuck that guy.
motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane, man.
I'm sick and tired of these goddamn Siths and these motherfucking empires. All right. Yeah, so don't interrupt someone while they're lightsaber dueling. And then Kylo just waits for her to like turn around and force push him back, and then turn around and be back in the fight. So that's convenient.
The drama.
Choreography in this one was not as strong.
I mean,
It wasn't-
the Star Wars
just-
stuff, like the
3
Jedi
was-
stuff was fun. Like when they're in the wrecked Death Star that definitely shouldn't be there. And, you know, like Kylo just like drops and then she falls. I mean, like there's some cool shit that goes on. Fighting all the guards on Exegol, you know, around Palpatine.
Yeah.
That's fun. 8 definitely had better Jedi stuff. And obviously 3's probably the best Jedi fights of the
I was
whole
gonna
series.
say 3 was just the most fluid choreography out of all of them.
Yeah. I mean, there's some unnecessary stuff in that scene. Like, if they're, like, both swinging on the ropes, and they're just like... that hit seems pointless to me. Just like the... Cha!
Yeah.
Ta! Just
It
like
is-
you
it
get,
is-
just
it's
gotta get the
kinda
one
dope,
hit
though.
in.
Like-
No, it's fun. Like, I'm not trashing. I'm just... It's the best Jedi fight in the series, by far. Although, I really like Episode 1's.
With Darth Maul.
Yeah,
that
Maul
really
and
good, too.
Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan just all
Small.
chasing
Solid
each
fight,
other
man.
through that
No, that
fucking,
one was really
Solid.
good too.
through that fucking
And-
power plant. I mean, you know, jumping on all the levels of shit. I mean,
That
it's
was a
fun.
power plant?
Yeah, it was like.
It's what I
fucking-
gotta guess those big
planets.
fucking
I
beams of
can't
light
tell you,
were.
but
Like, it's
it
gotta
was-
be a reactor of some
I
kind,
thought it
right?
was a globe. I don't fucking know, dude.
I glow.
No, yeah, I mean, there you got an eye globe. There you go, yeah. a future globe. You know.
I mean, I don't know what the pit. I mean, I remember like watching it as a kid and going,
"What is that?
What's that pit for? Like,
is that just for? They just throw trash down it. And
is that for the Jedi fights? They put that there because Jedi fight here sometime, right? That's all I could think of.
That makes sense.
It took me. Even after episode 3 came out, it took me probably close to a decade to like decide on which one had the better fight between 1 and 3.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy the first movie better, but 3's fight was probably better.
It was,
but I'm way more likely to watch 1 than I am 3.
See, I would probably pick 3 just because
I know. We've established this.
I wasn't talking, what I was saying. I was just speaking in general because mostly I'm talking to him right now.
Yeah.
But like, I appreciate good choreography. So like, obviously, you remember like Adrian used to watch all those like martial arts movies.
Mm-hmm.
So like our movies that we make here in the U.S., like our fight scenes and stuff, seem kind of like slower, not as like fluid.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of like delays, and it's like you can see the pauses in between shit. And it's like you watch shit like a Police Story from like Jackie Chan in like the 80s, and like the shit was just so fast, like and it was just like but it was really good.
Jackie Chan was something else. Jackie Chan was.
He's a legend.
I just recently watched like a whole 30-minute video all about Jackie Chan where he not only did his own stunts, but there was like multiple times where he like broke bones.
He's broken like every bone in his body.
And had to just like keep going. There was one scene, I forgot what movie it was, where he went through like 15 panels of glass.
Oh I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Kept crashing down and like
it was wild.
Start running.
He like fell like 15 feet and like landed on his head on a rock and like it punctured his skull. And he's got like a dent, like a spot in his skull, like an empty spot.
And he just had to keep going.
I was like, eesh.
He's an animal. But yeah, so the choreography.
So they're fighting, and Leia uses the last of her strength. This is right before she dies to try to talk to
turns into Force dust.
Kylo Ren, right? And while he's like, "What?" And then he drops his lightsaber, and Rey grabs it and stabs him. I was like, "That was dirty." His mom was trying to talk to him, bitch. Like, what the fuck? And
but is it dirty?
Yeah.
He kind of stabbed his dad. I feel like that's a little bit dirtier. I think Leia was like, he needs to be like
stabbed.
In a sense. I mean, if your child falls to the dark side, like, I mean, unfortunately, they become a threat to like the entire galaxy. And you kind of got to do what you got to do.
And you got to corral them back to the good. And if they won't come, then sorry.
Well, it didn't do a lot of good because Rey just fucking healed him.
Yeah,
so, and that's another thing. What Force healing has never been a thing that they've done, and then they just introduced that
in this movie.
It's like, hey, you know what else we should do? Palpatine's alive. Let's just start doing some Force healing.
Is that canon though?
I've never seen it in like any of like the other shit. Like out of all the movies and then like all the shows, like even like the Clone Wars, it was never.
Yeah, it sounds like bullshit.
It's exclusive to this movie.
And the thing with like the Force ghosts, the Jedi ghosts, right? They're doing this shit where, okay, the whole thing with 8 is Luke's on the planet. I can't remember what the Jedi planet they're at. That he's, the original Jedi planet that Luke takes refuge on all these years when he's hiding.
Oh, I couldn't.
And that whole last scene of 8, the big fight scene, is Luke is just channeling the Force. He's doing his thing, sitting on a rock. He's floating and shit. Excuse me. And he is appearing to Kylo Ren on that salt planet. And they, so first of all, he walks in, he has dice, Han's dice from the Millennium Falcon, and he puts them in Leia's hand. Mm-hmm. How do you have solid objects if you're just appearing to people as like a forced ghost?
I don't,
So, and he gives it to them.
I had the same question.
And then he's got a lightsaber. How? Rey took his lightsaber with her when she left. He has a lightsaber fight with Kylo Ren. He's not there, and yet he's holding a lightsaber. But then Kylo goes to stab him, and he's not here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nothing's happening because he's not there. So what the fuck's going on with that? So we're moving the goalposts consistently. It's Yoda, when he's a ghost and Luke's still alive, has his stick and he whacks Luke in the nose. And he's like, but Yoda I don't know. Obi-Wan was just a ghost and he never did shit.
Yeah,
in the previous trailer. So they're just moving the goalposts consistently.
I think about it. Kylo stole that necklace off Rey too.
Yes, that happened. So
somehow jumped.
Yeah, and then. Rey's about to throw a lightsaber in the fire in this movie, and then Luke Ghost just pops out and he's like, Jedi weapon deserves more respect. And it's like,
suck my dick. That's stupid.
So, we just keep changing the rules and I don't like it. That's all I'm going to say there.
Just got a little wacky.
That was my biggest gripe with this movie is like, we're just doing whatever we want now.
Yeah.
And, for example... not quite my next note, so I won't do it yet. But, no. Yes, that is my next note. Actually, no. Poor Chewie.
Actually, it is.
Poor Chewie. All his friends are gone because they get back to the planet and Leia's dead.
Yeah.
And he already had to go through Han.
Luke, Leia, Han.
Luke's gone. And he's literally like, just laying on the planet crying. Lando's the only one left. Yeah, so then... leaves Poe in charge. Poe's like, I need a co-general. So even though Finn's been like, you're a criminal. He's like, hey Finn.
Shady motherfucker, yeah.
Hey Finn, you may be my co-general. Okay. They figure out that they blow up Planet Kimchi, the Empire. And all these Star Destroyers. They have this big fleet. Here's the other big problem with this movie. We just got this secret fleet. This secret place that's hard for everybody to get to. You need a Sith Wayfinder, terrible name, to find it. And then he just raises all these ships up out of the ground, right? He just spawned them. And he's like, I have a fleet. I'm disgusting. And he's just got crews for all these ships. And, were all those people in the ground in the ships all this time? Where are the people?
It was a lot of fucking people.
There's 1,000 ships. Were these people in the ships the whole time? Where are they getting food? Where are they going to the bathroom? They've just been in the ships their whole lives?
A lot of my
What if nothing goes according to plan and they just die underground in Star Destroyers?
That's just how it is. There's a lot of unanswered questions with that.
Lazy writing's what I like to call it.
I mean, yeah, you can say that too.
Again, I reiterate my point from... and I just said now just any old Star Destroyer can blow up planets. Lame. The Death Star having a planet-destroying weapon was a huge fucking deal. And now we just have a planet-destroying cannon on every Star Destroyer. Fuck you.
Yeah,
that's what I have to say.
It's kind of insane. But
I said again, these Jedi. It's too OP.
It's too OP.
Yeah, but they did design a fucking planet that could blow up several planets at once in the new series.
Too OP.
I get it.
Yeah, I didn't like that either in 7, but I liked it better than this movie. Again, these Jedis are fucking soft. I reiterate my point from the last movie. Rey was going to go quit and be just like Luke. Come on, you fucking soft-ass Jedis.
Soft.
Jedis are soft. I like them, but they're soft as fuck.
They need Mace Windu back.
We failed. Better quit.
Mace
fucking
Windu
Yoda.
He was an RN.
I like Yoda, but fuck him, man. Just quitting.
And that's why the Sith are so capsulating. Because it's the Jedi.
They just don't quit.
The Jedi are
They're RNs too, bro. That's it.
What was it? What did you say?
They're RNs.
Registered nurses?
Real niggas. That's what they are. Yeah, that's what they are.
That's what I'm saying. You sit there and you're like, damn, they keep it pretty real.
They do.
They do keep it pretty
100%.
real.
100%.
They keep it pretty real. So I see what this guy's talking about. You know what I mean? But then you're sitting there kind of thinking man, I don't know, this guy's kind of shady. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's making some good points before, but
yeah.
now I'm not drunk, and
Kind of like
I don't like what he was.
Somebody tells you a political opinion, you're like, yeah, I agree with that, and they're like, that's Donald Trump. You're like, oh man, I think I do like that. No, sorry, never.
Can I redact your statement?
Yeah, and I'm leaving.
Yeah. So the big conflict on Exegol is going on. First, they're going to destroy this ground satellite deal that's helping the ships take off and all this other shit. Still don't really understand that concept, but whatever. We're just going to roll right over it. And then they transfer to the ship above. Somehow that's transmitting the signal. So Finn and the crew, they get on that ship and they're destroying that tower.
With their billy goats that they're riding on.
Yeah, they have goats and bow and arrows at this point, yeah. Not really. Bow and arrows, but...
Pretty sure they were riding on like some wildebeest looking thing.
Just like a Star Wars version of like horses and mixed with
just some weird bullshit.
Ostriches, kind of.
Yeah, they're kind of strong like bison, but
it's kind of like a bird mixed with a horse, and it's got like a little bison blood and horns.
Yeah.
What the fuck did you just describe, sir?
It's kind of, yeah. They don't really go into that either. What the fuck those are.
I'm just gonna say wildebeest.
Yeah. These
Star
horse
Wars
wildebeests, yeah. So anyway, Finn and the crew, Finn and Jonna, the latest girl he's fallen in love with, they're destroying shit. They get the one tower, but they're rebooting a signal or some blah, blah, blah. And then they discover finally they're beaten down. The fleet's depleting. It's getting pretty thin. And then Lando comes back and he's like, "There's more of us." And there's like
10,000 ships.
Just so many ships.
And then Palpatine's like, "Watch this."
And my biggest problem with that is I was like, all right, if he can do that,
yeah,
this series should have been over like 6 movies ago.
He should have ended. He definitely could have ended shit a long time ago.
That's why I hate this movie.
That is fair.
Like they just overpower fucking everything, and it's just horse shit, man.
Yeah, the part that got me was the fact that he was able to like send literally a voice memo to every single person in their brain, and he was like, "So listen, I'm back. I was never gone. I'm gonna fuck shit up," and that's basically what it was. Like he sent it to everybody. Like everybody heard it. Everybody in the entire fucking universe heard it, and I was like, I never knew this dude was that strong with the Force, first of all.
I don't remember getting that message.
And then, we, thank God, are not part of that universe.
Oh, okay. This was a long time ago in a galaxy.
Gotcha.
We were probably still, like, gnawing on, like, plants and shit.
Okay. So. We wouldn't have gotten that message.
Anyway, fuck this movie, that's all I'm saying.
They wouldn't have comprehended it.
Gotcha.
We were still fighting predators with, like, rocks.
So if we have extra fleet...
I still fight predators.
If we have extra fleet now... Can't Finn and the gang just jump off of this ship and then we focus our efforts on this ship and no one has to, jump off of a blowing up ship. But somebody jammed a bunch of plot in their speakers, so they didn't hear that. Alright. Can't the Emperor for a second just be like, "Hey, I hooked up with this palace girl and that's how you're my granddaughter"? Or maybe there was more story to it. Lazy writing, feel like to not have some sort of explanation.
Should we improv that real quick? Like the Emperor
telling Rey that story?
Like the whole story?
Okay, I'll be Rey. No, I want to be the Emperor.
You want to be the Emperor?
No, you'll have better Emperor dialogue. I'll be Rey. You go ahead and Emperor it up.
Cheap, though.
Yeah, but you're just quick.
I was at an IHOP in Boise.
Boise? What is this Boise?
I was at an IHOP in Boise, Idaho.
What is this Idaho?
No, Idaho.
No.
That's all I got, man. Let's move on.
I
can't.
Go in. Okay.
The voice is already fucked. It's just too fucked up.
Oh, no, yeah.
Pretty
You
spot
just
on. The voice.
I mean, you got it.
It's pretty.
Whatever.
And then the fleet. The fleet shows up. Fucking Babu's in the fleet. He's in there with them. He's like,
yeah.
I'm telling you, dude.
Anyway, I just would have liked a story there. Even if he was like, well, this one time, there was this nasty, nasty girl.
I had sex with it's like Sean Connery. I raped her in a bathroom, that whore. Bitch.
Jeez.
You guys aren't hip to the Sean Connery thing, so
I was told a little bit about it.
Okay, yeah.
I used my penis on her in the bathtub.
Yeah, that sounds awful though. Like with the
Emperor,
the Emperor's so creepy about it. Would you like some champagne?
Most women wouldn't go near my penis, but she went near it, and she was the love of my life.
She was a Zorgonite, but I don't know Zorgonite.
Well, how'd it end? Oh, thanks for asking. Well,
her third stomach exploded and you came out. Obviously, that's how the night ended.
And I didn't know what to do. She was hooked on spices, pretty bad. Oregano at the time was her
earth chemical
spice of choice. And,
they stick it in their buttholes and climb a tree.
You ever heard of a tampon? No? Yeah, me either.
Okay. We don't have tampons in this universe. That's fucking gross. You imagine all these people running around, no tampons. Like, they gotta at least have something. You know what I mean? Like,
anytime I watch a movie that's like, it takes place in like the fucking 18th century or before, I'm just like, it's gotta smell horrible.
Yeah. Especially like some like real like pretty girls, like man, like you. Just,
like in 300, I'm like, don't get me wrong, like your wife's pretty, but I'm like, but I can imagine how all these other people stank. Like I'm like, it's gotta smell like hot ass and yeast infections.
Yeah, man, but you know, it is what it is. You know, sometimes you gotta have a yeast infection to get through life, man.
Yikes.
Yeah. So Kylo Ren, he's turned good now. He had a whole heart-to-heart with his dead dad through his memories. So that was interesting.
Could have just had a conversation in person, but you know,
his dad
instead he killed him.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't feel bad.
Burn that bridge.
When fucking Rey took his lightsaber and stabbed him, I was like, please, just
I feel you there.
I was like, just cut him in half.
But
leave him there in pieces.
If you don't have, the return of Ben Skywalker.
Fuck a Ben Skywalker, bro.
Then, or Ben Solo, rather. Excuse me. Of course, it's the dad's last name. But the last of the Skywalker blood, right? If you don't have Ben Solo return instead of Kylo, then Rey doesn't get out alive. It's a whole thing. So he's coming to the rescue. He's thrown his lightsaber into the ocean for some reason, he threw his lightsaber out. He's like, I know what I have to do. I just don't know if I can do it. He throws his lightsaber in the ocean. It's like, there's a lot of movie left. That was probably stupid. And so then he comes to Exegol in this weird Sith temple and, comes to find Rey. He doesn't have a lightsaber. He's getting his ass kicked by some guards. And then there's this moment because they have their little mental force bond.
She passes it to him.
Yeah, so he just kind of stares for a while. And if I'm these guards, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to beat the shit out of you now while you stare into space. Because he's been getting the shit kicked out of him. And then Rey goes like this, and they nod. And then all of a sudden, Kylo's got it. And it's like, I don't think the guards, after they just whooped your ass, aren't they going to either finish the job or, I don't know, handcuff you or something?
Everybody waits, man.
I don't think they're going to just wait for you to catch your breath and stare at somebody they can't see and then have the lightsaber all of a sudden, and then he murders them.
If I know you're a Jedi or a Sith and, we're just beating the fuck out of you, I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah, if you start staring into space, that's bad news.
No,
I'm going for the head. I'm going for
headshots. Absolutely, headshots for days. I'm like, make sure you target his eyes because he's starting to space out a little bit.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. Whatever it is,
I've seen this before.
Guess the Emperor just does whatever he wants now. If he could do this, then this series should have been over 6 movies ago. Said that. And then she has this whole thing where she's laying on the ground because she's been thrown back. And she's like, be with me. Which is what she was trying to do earlier in the movie. Trying to summon all the Jedis and... Jedi, rather. Jedi. All the Jedi. Yeah, that'd have been a stupid line if she was like, I'm all the Jedis. And I'm like, okay, bitch. But
get your S's right.
It's funny that she's like, I'm all the Jedi, and it's like, first of all, bitch, don't act like you're sweet, like you're fucking Aang from the last Airbender, okay? You're never gonna be an Avatar. You don't have the rest of them with you.
You're not that cool.
So she's laying on the ground, being like, "Be with me," and then they all start talking to her. You hear the Anakin voice and the Qui-Gon voice, the little Mace voice, Yoda voice. All these voices, and Ahsoka's in there. If you look at the subtitle, I mean, you don't really know who. I mean, you can place some of them, but anyway. So she finally gets up, but it's been like a whole 45. All these ships are falling out of the sky.
She's just watching.
Pretty sure everything would have been, grounded at that point by the time she finally decided to get up and stop them.
Now,
but that's just me.
Can we talk about how Palpatine was able to send lightning through 7,000 ships simultaneously?
That's what I mean. Is if he's just gonna do this should have been over 6 movies ago.
Like I said, bro, he was literally probably just like, "Hey guys, check this out."
That's a mess.
It was just every single ship that they had brought to help.
If he's like this, why do you need?
The same I was like, that is such a colossal scale. I was like, when did he?
If he's like this,
kind of power?
Why do you need Vader? Why do you need Kylo Ren? Why do you need
anybody?
Your weapon of that mass destruction.
You are a one man.
You don't need anything.
He's a one man army. He's like
a dude
that can just rebirth itself.
It's stupid. Fuck this movie. All right.
Fuck this
movie. So then Rey walks towards her. She grabs the other lightsaber. She's like, "I am all the Sith." Or he's like, "I am all the Sith." She didn't say that. He's like, "I am all the Sith." And then she gets the second lightsaber. She's like, "I am all the Jedi." And then forces lightning back on his face. And I can just imagine he's like, No, I've had lightning to the face before. Oh, fuck.
You think he would have learned from his mistake the first time using lightning on somebody?
Yeah. When they're blocking with the lightsaber, she's like, never mind.
He's like, let me just turn these bad boys off.
If that had the power to disable 7,000 ships, I'm pretty sure you could just air fry her right there.
Absolutely.
But whatever. That ship's crashing down. Finn and the crew are, aboard. And then Poe's like, "I'm pretty fast." He's like, I'm gonna get him. And then Lando's like, "Not as fast as this ship." And the Millennium Falcon flies by. Just like, good movie for the Falcon, Lando's just laughing all the time. Lando's laughing this whole movie just with everything. He's like, "Come on, Chewie. I'm gonna die soon. Fuck it." I don't know. He just laughing all the time. Finn and Jannah stand on top of the Millennium Falcon and watch the other ship explode instead of just getting inside the Falcon so it can take off. I said already, Finn falls in love once a movie. We talked about that. I said, how's there 20 fucking minutes left after they've won? But turns out 10 minutes were credits. So
it's a lot.
There was 10 minutes
That's a lot for credits.
I don't like the Jedi can heal people all of a sudden. When did this happen? Why did it never happen before? If that was the case, that creates so many holes. Obi-Wan fixes Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon
wouldn't have died. Anakin wouldn't have lost Padme. Anakin's, he would have been able to save his mom. So on and so forth.
It's everything the Emperor promises Anakin and why he goes to the dark side. And it's, fuck you. Whoever you are.
He got none of that. Did
you not watch the old ones? You just wanted to make it. You just wanted to do whatever the fuck you wanted. Fuck it. Anyway, what do we got? The Endor moonshot is fun. We get 2 Ewoks in this movie. We met our Ewok quota for this trilogy.
I would have loved to see
one appearance. Yes.
The Ewoks are fun.
They were pretty fun to watch.
I'm gonna be a dick and say that the ships. Luke's ship probably shouldn't have flown. Luke pulls his ship out of the water for Rey when he's on the Jedi planet. I thought of it at the end of the movie. I meant to move it up in the notes list, but here we are at the end. I'm just saying it's been in
wiring and everything.
Yeah, it's just the water's pouring out of it as it's in the air as he's holding it up and just.
At least change the oil,
Yeah, I don't know. That might have been
At least change oil. I wonder if that was the same X-wing though that
yes
Grogu used.
Oh, Grogu. Well, I think it's Luke's X-Wing, the Red 5, right? So.
Is it?
They say red 5's in the air, yeah.
I don't remember. I didn't catch that part.
Because R2 is like, he tells C-3PO something, and then C-3PO, because R2 has C-3PO's memory stored in him, so he's just like, and he's like, you want to put what where? I don't think so. And I was like, whoa, that's dirty. But I guess R2 gets down like that.
He's always
and so he restores.
That.
Yeah, he restores that.
Animal.
He restores 3PO's memory, and then R2's like, and then 3PO's like, what? And then he goes up to the people, and he's like, R2's logic circuits are mixed up. He's saying that Master Luke's in the air, and then because it's his old X-wing, and she's leading the way to Exegol. It's a whole thing. All I'm saying is Luke pulls it out of the water. It's all covered in seaweed.
Yeah, it's not the first time it was submerged in water for God knows how long.
Yeah.
It's kind of what they do with those.
But it's been years.
Water.
It's been years.
I guess their shit's
Like, it was a couple days in episode 5.
Rust, I don't think rust exists in that universe, bro.
No.
I know, but like the engines, whatever. I get it.
They're not like...
You're right. Throw logic out the window, it's Star Wars. But
look at these cabinets in this fucking Star Wars movie, huh?
I mean, come on.
They're not even level.
Not even level. Here we are. Where are we? Yeah. So the Skywalkers were farmers. What the hell did they ever farm in the desert? Feels like a good time now. We're at the end.
Dirt.
Talk about that.
They farm dirt.
Skywalker Ranch. They always say they're fucking... They always say they're fucking farmers, but it's like, I've never seen a fucking vegetable. Are they...
They were...
Is sand the
moisture,
spice?
They were moisture farmers. Are you talking about Luke's? Like...
Yeah, well,
they
Anakin was there, like...
Moisture farmers.
Word?
Bro, come on. Be serious. They were moisture farmers, okay? You know what that is.
That's what
Let's
they
move
said.
on. Okay?
When did they say that? No, I'm not. I believe you. I'm just saying, when did they say it?
Let's see. It would have been... I think they said it in Obi-Wan. I really want to say they said it in 4.
How do you farm moisture?
I don't know.
It's simple, my friend.
You know those fucking damper things that pull moisture out of the air when your rooms are like overly
Is that what those weird towers are?
Yeah, that's pretty much what that shit is. Because it's a desert planet. So
I mean, I've watched all these movies a lot. Like, I feel like they maybe
They should put plastic down over
do a more
some,
detailed explanation.
Yeah, don't you like put plastic down over like a hole of sand and like the condensation, like builds condensation on the plastic? Pretty sure that's how you do it.
Nice.
Something, yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give Star Wars an F, but it's a D for me. I'd watch it again, but I didn't like it.
That's fair. I would say like a C-.
I'm going to go definitely... I said D, but we're going D-.
It's very close to an F.
Very close. As close as I'm willing to let Star Wars get to an F.
So like a 60%.
60%, exactly, yeah. I just touched it. It didn't move, I promise. What would you like to rate this podcast?
Listen.
Uh-oh.
You want me to be straight here?
Yeah. F minus.
About 10 minutes ago, I got really, really sleepy, dude. My eyes were closed. I mean, I was sitting here behind these sunglasses, pretty much taking a nap. And I was thinking, I'm like, man, like...
You talk in your sleep a lot.
I'm like, am I slurring my words? Like, did I drink too many Modelo's? I think that I just don't give a shit about Star Wars.
F minus. Alright. Yeah, that's our... Yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Concert Crisis channel on YouTube. At Concert Crisis 1 on Twitter. Concert Crisis Hotline Yahoo.com. Spotify, Apple, wherever the fuck you want to get it.
OnlyFans.
No.
Soon.
Sure.
Soon.
If Harley makes it, we'll have it soon.
Soon. Patreon and OnlyFans at the same time. Coming out all at once.
Thanks for your fandom. Goodbye.